Could someone appear completely organized just days after a tragedy and still have been psychotic when it happened? I'm Nicole Morgan, psychiatric nurse practitioner, and throughout the Lindsay Clancy trial, I'm breaking down the psychiatric testimony day by day to help explain the mental health evidence, not to tell you which verdict to reach. Today may have been one of the most important psychiatric days of the trial so far. The jury heard testimony from one of the psychiatrists who evaluated Lindsay after the deaths of her children. The psychiatrist testified that during those evaluations, Lindsay appeared calm, cooperative, organized in her thinking, and wasn't showing obvious signs of psychosis. At first glance, that sounds like it would strongly support the prosecution. But during cross-examination, the psychiatrist also agreed an important psychiatric principle. A mental status exam is a snapshot in time. Someone can appear organized during an interview while still having experienced psychosis days earlier. In other words, appearing psychiatrically stable after an event does not by itself tell us what someone's mental state was at the exact time the event occurred. The jury also heard Lindsay's journal entries describing feeling overwhelmed, like she was drowning every day. The prosecution argues that these writings reflect depression, anxiety, and stress, not psychosis. The defense argues that they provide additional context for how significantly her mental health was deteriorating. As a psychiatric nurse practitioner, I think today's testimony highlights something that often gets misunderstood online. A psychiatric diagnosis and the legal standard for criminal responsibility are not the same thing. Even if someone has a serious mental illness, the legal question is whether that illness prevented them from appreciating the wrongfulness of their actions at the time. That's ultimately what this jury will have to decide. Follow along as I continue to break down the psychiatric testimony and mental health concepts throughout the Lindsay Clancy trial. If you have any questions, leave them below in their comments, and I'll do my best to answer them unbiased.